Tonight on Live at 4, the threat of a mass shooting in McDonough County, how local authorities reacted to what they call a low-level threat in the area.
I want to see it keep growing out there. I think it's good for the community.
Heated discussions within the city about budget issues, and one of the issues is aldermen not agreeing about Spring Lake Park. News 3's Emily Manley has the story later on.
Also, another dreary gray day here in Macomb. Will there be sunshine in sight anytime soon? Storm Team 3's Devin Biggs will have the answer later in weather.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
Our top story this evening is developing as details continue to emerge following a mass shooting threat in McDonough County. Good afternoon and welcome to Live at 4. Emily Manley is on assignment.
Now, this all began about 7:30 a.m. Wednesday when the McDonough County Sheriff's Office was contacted by the FBI. McDonough County Sheriff Rick Van Broker says an online threat led to the arrest of 26-year-old Kevin C. Corridon at his home in the downtown square of Macomb. Now, the public was not notified of the threat. Van Broker says authorities acted in the interest of keeping the public calm in a low-risk situation.
We looked at this and took everything into account. It did not rise to the level that we needed to create what I call panic. I mean, it was a low-level threat.
Corridon appears in court today facing state charges. Van Brooker says it's still to be determined whether or not federal charges will be added. Stay with News 3 for more updates as they become available.
And WIU President Jack Thomas is responding to the shooter threat today in McDonough County. Late this morning, the president sent an email to all faculty, staff, and students that said the Western Emergency Alert System was not activated due to no direct threat. Now, if information that suggested an imminent danger toward the school had been released, the alert system would have sounded.
Students here at Western spoke to News 3 earlier today on their feelings about hearing about the mass shooting threat.
I heard about the shooting threats. I was actually in this building. I was tabling, and a grad was sitting next to me, and somebody turned around and said, "Oh, did you hear about there was a threat, a mass shooting threat somewhere in this area?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, no!" And they showed me a bunch of things on their phone, articles and things that were sent to them.
I feel like we should all know as like students and like all my other peers, so we can like be safe and know where to go and know like what areas to stay away from, just in case another incident like that happen again.
And in more local news, on Tuesday, we brought you the story of the city working with Spring Lake Park on a budget for fiscal year 2018.
We said the committee of the whole meeting Monday night was heated between city officials.
And News 3's Emily Manley has been following the story and is in the newsroom with more. Emily?
Redrick and Megan, you know, the spring is the time of the year where the sunshine starts to warm up, the birds start to chirp again, and then the flowers start to bloom. But it's also that time of year for taxes and to get a budget ready for next fiscal year. The city of Macomb has been preparing for the next fiscal year 2018 now for about a year, but it's not going to pass without a few questions, and those questions have to do with Spring Lake Park.
Before 2014, the city managed Spring Lake Park, but when the past alderman Ryan Hansen saw an opening to manage it, he resigned from the city official position and took on the reins of Spring Lake Park. He tells me being an alderman, especially during the budget time, makes the job difficult.
It's not an easy job. I know I was on there for 5 years. Budget time it can be stressful.
Currently, the city and the park are not seeing eye to eye on documents provided by Hansen. At Monday night's Committee of the Whole meeting, Alderman Gail Carper, Dennis Moon, and Don Wynn didn't agree with the budget the park was asking for. The three were looking for more information.
It's going to provide us with more information so we could make a recommendation to the full city council on exactly how much more money to give him for improvements this year.
We've never seen the P&L statement.
But City Administrator Dean Torreson fought back to tell the council members the necessary documents have been provided.
Well, I beg to differ with you.
How formal do you want it?
Well, I've never seen anything really formal from them.
Well, maybe not formal, but it's pretty complete.
Spring Lake Park is asking for $45,000. But before the council could decide on a motion to move forward, Alderman Tom Cook defended Ryan Hansen and his team and the work they have put into the park while bringing the city revenue.
Over the last 2 years, there's been great improvements out there. They have made profit out there. I think to not continue down that road would be foolish, very foolish.
Alderman John Vegesi and Torsen both agreed that the park brings business to the city as well.
The park itself has drawn people into Macomb. And, you look at what's happening within our budget, this is an opportunity for us to make some money.
With the budget being less than a month away from being passed and the city motioning $40,000 to the park, Ryan Hansen is patiently waiting for a response from the council and the city.
I think I've given them everything I have, so we'll see what questions come out of them seeing those documents, and we'll see where they want to take it.
Now, this contract with the park and the city is up on December 31st. I asked Ryan Hansen what the plan is for the next contract. He says to reduce the spending for the city and try to eventually get off the tax rolls. But the budget is not to pass for next fiscal year until the end of April. You can count on News 3 to keep you updated throughout the process. Reporting in the newsroom, Emily Manley, News 3.
Emily, thank you. There are less than 5 days now before new seats are filled in the city of Macomb. The Spoon River College Board has 3 seats open for 6-year terms. 6 candidates are up for election. And the Macomb School Board has 4 open seats that will serve 4-year terms. There are 6 candidates running for those positions. Now, the election will take place on April 4th. There is early voting, but you only have a few more chances to do so. That's tomorrow and Monday from 8 until 5, and on Saturday from 9 to noon in the basement of the courthouse.
WISU students and community members are going to be on their feet for 12 hours straight this weekend, but it's all for a good cause. Western Illinois University will be hosting its 4th annual dance marathon to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network hospitals of Greater St. Louis. Participants will dance for 12 hours to represent the long 12-hour shifts doctors and nurses go through on a daily basis. This year's goal for the fundraiser is $100,000. It's not too late to get involved. You can register for the event Saturday starting at 10 a.m. in the Union Grand Ballroom. The big event kicks off at noon. All participants are required to raise a minimum of $50. Next week on Live at 4, we will be continuing our Overcoming Obstacles series. But you're in for a treat because there will be 2 stories in 1 week. On Tuesday, we'll tell you about 2 girls at WIU who share the same disease, bonding them together. You won't want to miss next week's edition of Overcoming Obstacles, a News 3 special report.
Still to come on Live at 4, unity in the Macomb community. Student Government Association held their annual State of the Address yesterday, and what they covered and why ahead.
And store closings in Macomb have been irregular the past few months. Many locations of a local chain are set to close, but this time Macomb isn't on the list. We have the details ahead.
But first, Jason Chauvin is in with a preview in sports. Jason.
Yes, Redrick. Coming up later on in sports, there was big news that came out of Western Hall yesterday regarding WIU women's head basketball coach J.D. Gravina. We have more information on Coach Gravina still to come on Live at 4. But first, before we go to the break, let's send it over to meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin, what's going on outside?
Rain, and more rain keeps moving in here across Macomb and basically a lot of Illinois. If we take a look at our radar scope right now, basically the rain's sitting over Macomb at this time. There's even a severe thunderstorm warning in eastern Illinois where there's been reports of 60-mile-an-hour winds. We'll look at our webcam as it catches up, so that's not real life. Yeah, it's showing the rain moving through at this time. Coming up, I'll let you know when this rain will get out of here and when more rain moves in, and we could also see some clouds after this.
Working with everybody in the newsroom, everybody has such a great camaraderie. All the opportunities that I've been given here have just been amazing to expand on that resume. I try not to beat myself up on the mistakes I make because there's so many opportunities. Just giving that experience, and this is how I got to do things in the real world, is really what the broadcasting and journalism department has done for me. When you have a really good show and that everybody nailed it, I mean, that's one of the best feelings in the world.
to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Garrett Covington chose Western Illinois University because of the law enforcement program and the chance to be a Leatherneck.
Western has one of the best law enforcement programs in the nation, and I get to play the game I love. Whether I go pro or I go to law school, because of Western, I would take my success to another level. I am a success story. I am a Leatherneck.
Think purple, think success. Think Western Illinois University.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 continues.
Welcome back to Live at 4. WIU Student Government Association has been working on a number of initiatives to improve the university's student body.
That's right, and they're finding ways to interact with the Macomb community. News 3's Kayla Collins has more, and she joins us live in the studio. Kayla.
Thank you, Roger and Megan. It's been a busy year for the Student Government Association. They've been working and collaborating with the city and tackling issues students are facing during the state's ongoing budget impasse. They addressed these issues at the State of the Student Address on Wednesday. Government Association spoke about their role at the university and what they have accomplished at their second annual State of the Student Address. Student representative of the WIU Board of Trustees, Will Gradle, talked about the strategic plan and how he wanted to include students in the process. The student body was also included in SGA President DeVille Sedovskaita's plan in bringing the Macomb community and WIU students together. This year, she has worked with Macomb Mayor Mike Emmon to establish the Mayor's Roundtable, and it will continue after she finishes her term.
Establishing a government liaison for student government. So the role of this person will be to attend the city council meetings, organize Mayor's Roundtable, and then organize the Student Advocacy Day every year. So this will be someone who pretty much works with the mayor all year round, and this is someone that I'm hoping that could really kind of keep building that network between the community and the university.
She says even though they have dedicated themselves to the community, it is time for the community to invest in the student body. Another topic of discussion at yesterday's meeting is the upcoming election. SGA Attorney General Aaron Torelli says this week candidates have started campaigning. The candidate debate takes place on Tuesday at 7 p.m. at the Capitol Room of the Student Union. Gradle says despite the budget impasse, the board is committed to providing students with an affordable education.
All right, Kayla, thank you very much. In other news, 150 GameStop locations are set to close throughout 2017, but News 3 can confirm that the Macomb location is not affected. We spoke to a manager at the Macomb location today who says the closures are occurring in stores where another GameStop is located within a 3 to 5 mile radius. Because this does not apply to Macomb, this location's doors will remain open. 3 retail stores in Macomb have closed in the last 6 months, including Kmart, JCPenney, and Hallmark.
Coming up after the break, Storm Team 3's Devin Biggs will be in the Weather Center with a look at if this rain is ever going away.
Let's hope. We'll be right back. You're watching News 3's Live at 4.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
I think what I love most about News 3 is that we're really provided with a real-world experience. We're able to get hands-on work in news, and it's very similar to what you would find in a real newsroom, but everyone around here is really good about pushing you to be your best. News 3 has really taught me to believe in myself and that if you work hard, you can achieve anything you want. News can sometimes be really tricky, and you have a lot of roadblocks. All of us hold each other to really high standards, and I think that really shows in our newscasts.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your nurturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Now, from the Storm Team 3 Weather Center, here's Devin Biggs.
It has been a rainy and dreary day here across western Illinois. We take a look at our current surface map where we have a cold front moving through and even a warm front to our east. We're in the cold sector right now, but we are still having some rain that is currently moving through as it's a occluded front, which in other words, that means we have a cold front that's caught up with the warm front. So we got cold air that's basically on the way to simplify that for you. 43 in Chicago, 46 in Davenport, but you can see where the front is. 77 last checked in Louisville. So there's a big divide in temperatures here across the Midwest. Zooming in here at home, it's 49 in Macomb, 48 in Burlington. Farther out to the east, it's a little warmer with 63 degrees in Springfield. Our almanac page for today, March 30th. We're almost in April. How crazy is that? It's basically 50 to 45, basically a stable range today. We only moved 5 degrees, which is actually below average of 56 for the high, but above the average low of 34. Nowhere near that record low of 14 degrees, or nowhere near the record high of 87 degrees. And of course, we're gaining more daylight. That's a wonderful thing as well. Our severe weather outlook for today, we're just in general thunderstorms, so still just keep an eye on the weather, but nothing to get excited about. The fun stuff, as I call it, is off to the east where there's an enhanced risk in the orange area and a slight risk in this yellow area, and the darker green is basically a marginal risk. So we don't have much to worry about, just keep an eye on the weather. Our radar satellite composite, rain continues to move through and loads of cloud cover continues to move through the region as well. Our futurecast for tonight, the front will continue to move through, but we could have a little bit of a wraparound effect as rain continues to move through. Looking ahead towards Friday, the rain chances continue. And look at that high pressure system. That's what's coming our way for Friday night. So we'll have a small little window of time for no rain. We'll still have some clouds, but some calmer weather is in store. Our futurecast for tonight, basically 41 degrees tonight in Macomb, 40 in Burlington. So basically low 40s will be the theme. Looking ahead towards tomorrow, we'll basically be in the upper 40s to maybe around 50s in some areas, with 50 degrees in Springfield and Beardstown, excuse me. And of course, upper 40s in Macomb with 49 as well. So taking a look at our forecast for tonight, thunderstorms will be the theme tonight, so hopefully the thunder doesn't wake you up. We'll have a low of around 41. Winds will switch out of the north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And looking ahead towards tomorrow, we'll have cloudy skies with a high around 49, maybe 50 degrees in some areas. Winds will continue to be out of the north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And our 5-day outlook, basically showing nothing but clouds, and more clouds. As Sunday, that'll be our only chance of rain, and basically otherwise we'll have mostly cloudy to cloudy skies. So, sorry, I got basically a lot of clouds, but at least it seems like the rain's starting to thin out a little bit.
It's that gray spring weather. And you know, Redrick almost left the building without an umbrella today. I think he would have regretted that.
That would have been bad.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, Devin.
All right, now Jason Chauvin joins us now with a preview in sports. Jason.
Thanks, Redrick. Coming up in sports, the Macomb High Bomber baseball team was in action against Monmouth Roseville. We have highlights of the game coming up of the West Central Conference clash. And the Macomb High girls soccer team took the pitch on Tuesday, facing off against Moline High School. We have a recap of the matchup coming up next in sports on Live at 4.
Taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation letter. You're resigning?
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you eat stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors. And to follow the swimming rules. You tell me to stay away from drugs. To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
My favorite thing about News 3 is you're constantly working with someone. If you're not going to work with someone, then your show's not going to go right. News 3 has really got me ready and prepared for the outside world. Traveling to do a tornado story, or if that even means traveling to Iowa to cover third graders, I get to work with some fantastic people. It wouldn't be the show that it was today without the production crew, without our anchors, without our talent. It's really a team effort, and I'm beyond blessed to be able to be here.
Welcome back to Live at 4. News broke yesterday that WIU women's head basketball coach J.D. Gravina has signed a contract extension to remain the Leathernecks head coach through the 2020-21 season. This past season, Gravina led the Leathernecks to their first Summit League title since the 1994-95 campaign. Also, associate head coach Seth Minter's contract has been extended as well. Let's go over to high school now. The Macomb High baseball team was in action against West Central Conference foe Monmouth-Roseville on Tuesday. We're going to pick action up in the bottom of the 6th inning. Bombers trailing 4-3. Here, Blake Kelly sends it down the left field line. The throw to third in plenty of time, but apparently there's no tag on Corby Foxall. Thank you, Mr. Umpire. 2 runners in scoring position now for Cale Reeves. Grounder to the shortstop. Throw goes home for out number 2, but our camera is still rolling here, and Kelly tries to catch everybody napping, but he runs the Bombers out of scoring position, thus ending the inning and the scoring threat. So MHS down by 1 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, and Brandon Bickers delivers a single up the middle to tie the game, but the play at the plate, and we're going to go to extras here. All the way to the top of the 9th is where we're headed. We're going to still be tied at 4 apiece, and a shot over the head of the center fielder would do it for the game. That would be the difference. It took extras, but the Titans would edge the Bombers. 9 innings overall. Monmouth-Roseville tops Macomb High 5-4 in the West Central Conference clash. Let's switch gears for a second, going over to the soccer field. The Macomb High girls soccer team took the pitch against Moline High School on Tuesday. It was a dreary afternoon at Edison Field. MHS entering the game with only 1 goal on the year. Moline striking quickly and often here. Karima Rangel draws the goalie out of the net and scores the first goal in the first minute of the game. Now Rangel again, but the ball is still going to be loose in front of the goalkeeper, and Fiona Roars gets to poke it into the back of the net. 2-0, the Maroons would lead it early on. Later in the half, the ball pinballs around here until Crompton ends up with it, and she loops it in to score. 3-0 Moline after the first 5 minutes of the contest. Now we get to the corner kick opportunity for Moline, but the Macomb High goalie hangs tough for the save, and that was all she wrote right there. But another bullet is hauled in for another save, and she gets a lot of these chances here. Macomb High goalie saves that one. Early scoring chance here within the first 20 minutes for MHS, but they run out of real estate right before the goalie, and Macomb High would not score in this one. The final score here, 13-0. Moline takes this one. WIU now welcomed we're going to go to Western Illinois now. WIU welcomed the first openly gay player to be drafted into the NFL last week. Michael Sam came to talk about his life story and obstacles he's faced along the way. Michael Sam, the first openly gay player to be drafted into the NFL, visited Western Illinois on Wednesday, telling his story about how he overcame adversity and if he considers himself a role model in the LGBT community.
To me, I don't consider myself as a role model. I just consider myself, I'm going to just do me and then do the right things. And if people want to see that as a role model, then I would do that. But I'll be that guy. But I never wanted to, I don't consider myself as an advocate, or I just consider myself as, openly proud gay man and just going to do right by me and my community.
Sam reflected on his coming out back in his senior year of college, and he has a message for those in a similar position.
To me, my coming out was the day I came out on my first day at campus in my senior year, and that is when my moment. So I believe that whenever it's your moment, whenever it's your time to come out, be comfortable and own it. So don't let anyone influence you or force you to come out before that. You are the only one who knows when it's your time to come out.
On why Sam likes to share his story in front of people across the country, the reason is because his sharing might help someone else.
It's a part of the healing process for me, is to get to share. It's therapeutic, and just want to, if I could help someone who maybe just don't know, or frightened of don't know how to come out to their family or to work, it's just anything I can help.
Sam is going to be continuing his speaking tour next week as he visits the University of Kentucky on Wednesday. That's all for sports. Final word is next.
That Western Illinois University would invest in her.
My classes, friends, teachers, and activities have had a tremendous impact on my time here.
Hillary's passion for learning and helping others will lead her down a successful path.
Whether I choose graduate school or missionary work, I'll serve to the best of my ability because I am a success story. I am a Leatherneck.
Think purple, think success. Think Western Illinois University.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I'd have to say it's just the fact that you can get involved right away. You walk in the door and you can learn all the equipment. And I've been able to anchor, I've been able to be a DJ on our student-run radio station here. I've been able to work any of the camera equipment and the audio equipment. The fact that you can get involved right away. Everybody's really friendly. They welcome you right when you walk in the door. And you report the news, but you can also have fun stories and hard news stories and conflicting stories. But yet you just get such a real-life experience here at NEWS3.
All right, Devin's back. Devin, will that rain finally come to an end?
Sort of. If we look at our 5-day forecast, Sunday is the only rain shower we got, the only rain that we got coming this week, and basically otherwise, a mixture of sun and clouds, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a few sprinkles or maybe a drizzle.
All right, that's all for us today, but make sure you join us tomorrow morning for our award-winning show, Good Morning Macomb.
That's right. You can also find us online all the time. Stay up to date with us, news3wiu.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Just search our handle, News3WIU. You can also search for us on YouTube and subscribe.
Thank you for joining us this evening.
And from all of us at News 3, have a good night, Macomb.